Very different from anything that we've had so far, but yeah.
That is loaded with ear candy.
Yeah, right?
Oh, yeah.
There's just little things happening, creating a lot of ambience the entire time.
Oh, yeah. I want to know what that sounds like without the guitars and vocals, because there was something happening for that whole song.
Yeah, it's really interesting because this guy, he is a very eclectic musician because his other project is a metal band that is called State of Decay. Highly recommend checking out their song In Dreams. It's their most recent release. And yeah, he's just an all out, like, incredible musician. That band is great. This project is great. Really cool stuff.
Yeah, I really like, it's really convenient it's called Battleborn, because that almost sounds like Wild West Assassin's Creed music.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of.
Well,
yeah.
there are bits of the orchestration that feel very theatrical in a way.
It's like cinematic, yeah.
Exactly, because like the kick drum, it's not a kick drum. It doesn't sound like somebody sitting at a drum kit. It sounds like an orchestral bass drum.
Yeah.
Like something that you would hear in like a movie score. Like if you're not listening on like, speakers or headphones or anything like that, like it's so low and rumbly that you probably won't even hear it.
Yeah, it's the
and it
feeling.
Just creates such an impact. Yeah.
Yeah. That's really good for especially
good headphones or anything. Like,
oh yeah. If you're mixing stuff like that, you're like expecting people to hear it in the most cinematic way as well. And you can tell. It's like when there's like, I don't know if it was synth or just normal strings, but stuff kept happening and I was like, oh, you can tell whoever's mixing this is really like focusing on lefts and rights.
Just everything in its place, nothing taking up too much space. Everything's just very, yeah.
Also, another case of layered vocals just being awesome.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I also love how wide and big the acoustic guitar sounds.
Oh, yeah. I feel like there was probably 3 recorded on each ear, because it was like a very wide, and you could hear like it sounds like it's probably a bad example, but if you've ever been to like a like those like drum circles,
okay, yeah,
where there's 100 people singing the same thing,
and
like 100 people playing drums, it sounds like that, where there's just so many people doing the same thing that it stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks. It just gets prettier.
And it's all such a tight performance too.
Oh, for real.
Because that's like the biggest thing of getting that sound is like you can record as many layers as you want, but if they're not spot on tight, then you're not going to get it to sound like that.
Oh, for real.
And yeah, it's just absolutely insane, especially when you think about like a lot of modern pop guitar sound or even like rock where, acoustic guitar is used. A lot of the time it's cutting out a lot of bass to make room for like the rest of the mix and things like that. But where there's very little else in those very big acoustic guitar moments, they can make the guitars just sound absolutely massive. And I love it. Again, like I said, very much enjoy this project. Very much looking forward to hearing the full project.
Yeah.
And also check out State of Decay, his other band. Very good. Much more in the vein of like the first stuff that we played. So if you're into that and you're not into country music, check out his other band. Support him that way.
Oh, so you can always tell who is in a metal band like as well as their other projects, because the metal songwriting works in every genre, but you can tell metal songwriting or like song flow as opposed to like, a country song flow. So you can really hear that in there. Like, here's a breath. Here's a massive boom. Like, it all just, it's so pinpoint to like, yeah, it makes sense.
So what is our next tune going to be here?
So just a little callback to In Good Nature. This band is called McNilly, and they're from Massachusetts as well. I think every band that I've picked is from Mass.
Hey, I love showing the love to other people who are in the scene. That's what this is all about.
All I do is brag about the hometown bands. They're so good.
Hell yeah.
But this is McNilly. They're my favorite band to play with, because when Tim from In Good Nature isn't at a show, the singer Jake from McNilly comes up and does the hush vocal part that I just cannot do. I wrote it, can't sing it. It is what it is. He does it for me. I'm happy enough with that. And they just recorded an album. I think it's a full length. Maybe it's an EP with the 2 people from In Good Nature as well.
Oh, sick.
So it's like, yeah, it's flowing real nice for them. Yeah, this is Amethyst.